I'm so sorry, my queen. He was a good man.
Barristan the Bold, they called him.
He crossed a continent to serve me. He was a loyal friend. And he died in an alley, butchered by cowards who hide behind masks.
Hey guys, Kevin here, and on today's Rewind, I want to talk about Sir Barristan Selmy. He was first introduced in the series as Robert Baratheon's Kingsguard, talking about his first kill.
You remember your first?
Of course, Your Grace.
Who was it?
That's Hiroshi. Never learnt the name.
How do you do it?
Lance through the heart.
And most of his scenes have him guarding King Robert or Queen Daenerys Targaryen. As a member of the court, and as a seasoned warrior, Sir Barristan is the source and participant of a lot of fun stories.
You ever make the 8, Barristan?
I don't believe so, Your Grace.
Those were the days. So come on. We're telling war stories. Who was your first kill, not counting old men?
One of the outlaws in the Brotherhood.
I was there that day. You were only a squire, 16 years old.
You killed Simon Toyne with the counter riposte. Best move I ever saw.
Good fighter, Toyne. But he lacked stamina.
It was a bitch of a siege.
You were first through the breach at Pike.
The second. Thoris of Myr went in alone, waving that flaming sword of his.
Thoris of Myr. Bloody madman. Robert knighted you after the battle.
Proudest moment of my life. One knee in the dust, king's sword on my shoulder, listening to the words, "In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave." All I could think of was how badly I had to piss. And full plate metal for 16 hours. Never occurred to me till the fighting was over. I was very nearly the first man knighted to piss on the king's boots.
Robert would have laughed. He was a good man, great warrior. And a terrible king. I burnt away my years fighting for terrible kings.
He swore an oath.
Yes, the man of honor keeps his vows. Even if he's serving a drunk or a lunatic. Just once in my life before it's over. I want to know what it's like to serve with pride. To fight for someone I believe in. You believe in her?
With all my heart.
The last two writers were Barristan Selmy and Rhaegar Targaryen. When Rhaegar won, everyone cheered for their prince.
What?
I was thinking about all the times your brother made me go with him down from the Red Keep into the streets of King's Landing.
Why?
He liked to walk among the people. He liked to sing to them.
He sang to them.
Yes. Rhaegar would pick a spot on the Hook or the Street of Seeds, and then he'd sing. Just like all the other minstrels.
And what did you do?
I made sure no one killed him. And I collected the money. Well, he'd like to see how much he could make.
He was good.
He was very good. Viserys never told you.
He told me Rhaegar was good at killing people.
Rhaegar never liked killing. He loved singing.
And what did you do with the money?
Well, one time he gave it to the next minstrel down the street. One time he gave it to an orphanage in Flea Bottom. One time we got horribly drunk.
Barristan is known as an honorable man.
Sir Barristan, I believe no man here could ever question your honor.
King Robert's seal, unbroken. Lord Eddard Stark is herein named Protector of the Realm, to rule as regent until the heir come of age.
May I see that letter, Sir Barristan? Is this meant to be your shield, Lord Stark? A piece of paper.
Those were the king's words.
We have a new king now. Sir Barristan seized this traitor.
Sir Barristan is a good man, a loyal man. Do him no harm.
And is renowned for his fighting skills.
Life is strange. Not so many years ago, we fought as enemies at the Trident.
I'm glad we never met on the field, Sir Barristan. As is my wife. I don't think the widow's life would suit her.
You're too modest. I've seen you cut down a dozen great knights.
My father once told me you were the best he'd ever seen. I never knew the man to be wrong about matters of combat.
He was a fine man, your father. What the Mad King did to him was a terrible crime.
He aids Ned Stark in King's Landing.
Does Sir Hugh have any family in the capital?
No. I stood vigil for him myself last night. He had no one else.
He'd never worn this armor before.
Bad luck for him, going against the mountain.
Who determines the draw?
All the knights draw straws, Lord Stark.
Aye. But who holds the straws?
He was reading from the wine. He commanded us to step aside, but I failed him.
No man could have protected him from himself.
I wonder, Sir Barristan, who gave the king this wine?
His squire, from the king's own skin.
His squire? The Lannister boy?
Such a dutiful boy to make sure his grace did not lack refreshment. I do hope the poor lad does not blame himself.
His storyline changes when Queen Cersei dismisses him from the Kingsguard.
Sir Barristan Selmy.
Your Grace, I am yours to command.
Rise, Sir Barristan.
You may remove your helm. You have served the realm long and faithfully. Every man and woman in the Seven Kingdoms owes you thanks. But it is time to put aside your armor and your sword. It is time to rest and look back with pride on your many years of service.
Your Grace, the King's Guard is a sworn brotherhood. Our vows are taken for life. Only death relieves us of our sacred trust.
Whose death? Sir Barristan, yours or your king's?
You let my father die. You're too old to protect anybody.
Your Grace...
The Council has determined that Sir Jaime Lannister would take your place as Lord Commander of the King's Guard.
The man who profaned his blade with the blood of the king he had sworn to defend.
Careful, sir.
We have nothing but gratitude for your long service, good sir. You shall be given a stout keep beside the sea, with servants to look after your every need.
A hall to die in, and men to bury me. I am a knight. I shall die a knight.
A naked knight, apparently.
Even now I could cut through the five of you like carving a cake. Here, boy. Melt it down and add it to the others.
As for Sir Barristan, it would seem he took his dismissal from the King's Guard a bit harder than anticipated.
He's an old man. He wasn't fit to protect my son.
Joffrey didn't die on his watch. Dismissing him was as insulting as it was stupid.
Barristan Selmy disappears for the second season of the second book, but returns again sporting the Obi-Wan Kenobi look.
I am Barristan Selmy, King's Guard to your father. Allow me to join your Queen's Guard, and I will not fail you again. allow me to present the captains of the Second Sons. Miro Bravos, Brendal Negesen, and,
Dario Naharis.
Sir Barristan, if it comes to battle, kill that one first.
Gladly, Your Grace.
There's one on every mile marker between here and Marine.
How many miles are there between here and Marine?
163, Your Grace.
I'll tell our men to ride ahead and bury them. You don't need to see this.
You will do no such thing. I will see each and every one of their faces.
Do I have a champion?
Inte bacchiza rigle, misa esposad.
Dava geris gentis eixia, avich mi cagon coston daur.
Your Grace, I've won more single combats than any man alive.
Which is why you must remain by my side.
Like everyone else in Daenerys' circle, Sir Barristan takes on an advisory role.
I have dragons. I'll give you one.
I vetrasko tepozlivas mesodrize.
You will win the throne with dragons, not slaves, Your Grace.
Khaleesi, please. Khaleesi, a dragon is worth more than any army.
Aegon Targaryen proved that.
You're both here to advise me. I value your advice, but if you ever question me in front of strangers again, you'll be advising someone else. Is that understood?
The only men they'll kill are those you want dead.
Do you disagree, Sir Barristan?
When your brother Rhaegar led his army into battle of the Trident, men died for him because they believed in him, because they loved him, not because they'd been bought as slavers or Yunkish trained bed slaves, not soldiers. We can defeat them.
On the field with ease.
How many?
2,000, Your Grace. Armored and mounted.
Enough to make a difference?
We've taken the Marinese Navy, Your Grace.
The Second Sons took the Marinese Navy.
Who told you to take their navy?
No one.
So why did you do it?
I heard you liked ships.
How many ships?
93, Your Grace.
How many men can they carry?
9,300, not counting sailors.
Would that be enough to take King's Landing?
The Lannisters have more.
They've been fighting Joffrey's wars for years. They're tired, dispersed, and now the king is dead. 8,000 unsullied, 2,000 Second Sons, sailing into Blackwater Bay and storming the gates without warning.
It's hard to say. Could be enough. But we're not fighting to make you Queen of King's Landing. 10,000 men can't conquer Westeros.
The old houses will flock to our queen when she crosses the narrow sea.
The old houses will flock to whichever side they think will win, as they always have.
But freedom means making your own choices. I will allow you to sign a contract with your former master. It may not cover a period lasting longer than a year.
Thank you, Your Grace. Thank you.
The masters will take advantage of this situation. The men serving them will be slaves in all but name.
Barristan often advises Daenerys to be a more compassionate ruler.
Your Grace, may I have a word? This city is yours. All these people are your subjects now. Sometimes it is better to answer injustice with mercy.
I will answer injustice with justice.
Barristan also has a contentious relationship with Ser Jorah Mormont.
She'll have good men around her to advise her, men with experience.
Which man do you have in mind?
Well, forgive me, Ser Jorah, for what I'm about to say, but your reputation in Westeros has suffered over the years.
Suffer for a reason. I sold men into slavery.
I don't know if your presence by her side will help our cause when we go home.
Our cause? Forgive me, Sir Barristan, but I was busy defending the Khaleesi against King Robert's assassins while you were still bowing to the man.
We both wanted to rule. Am I wrong?
You only joined us a few days ago. I can't speak to your intentions.
If we are truly her loyal servants, we will do whatever needs to be done. No matter the cost, no matter our pride. Sir Jorah, you can use an extra sword.
You're the Queen's guard, Sir Barristan. Your place is by the Queen. If we are truly her loyal servants, we'll do whatever needs to be done. No matter the cost, no matter our pride.
You spied on her.
Who gave you this?
Does it matter?
Have you told her?
I wanted to tell you first, man to man, rather than go behind your back.
Let me speak with her in private.
You'll never be alone with her again.
Sir Barristan also talked to Daenerys about her family.
Your Grace, a word, please, I beg you.
About what?
About your father. About the Mad King.
The Mad King. You're here to remind me of my enemy's lies? Consider me reminded.
Your Grace, I served in his King's Guard. I was at his side from the first. Your enemies did not lie.
Go on.
When the people rose in revolt against him, your father set their towns and castles aflame. He murdered sons in front of their fathers. He burned men alive with wildfire and laughed as they screamed. And his efforts to stamp out dissent led to a rebellion that killed every Targaryen, except 2.
I'm not my father.
No, Your Grace. Thank the gods. But the Mad King gave his enemies the justice he thought they deserved. And each time, it made him feel powerful and right. Until the very end.
I fought beside the last dragon on that day, Your Grace. I bled beside him.
Rhaegar fought valiantly. Rhaegar fought nobly. And Rhaegar died.
Did you know him well, Sir Barristan?
I did, Your Grace. The finest man I ever met.
Sadly, all men must die. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Check out my other videos. My next rewind will be looking at the next King of Meereen, Hizdahr zo Loraq.